As a self-defender, you get to decide who you're willing to step in to help and who you're not. The Mantis X firearms training system attaches to any gun with a rail and to your phone via Bluetooth to track barrel movement every shot you take. Use it to help you be the most accurate, fastest shot you possibly can in a defensive encounter. I use it in my training all the time. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Lancashire in the UK. Here we're going to see a man who decides to step in when a robber shows up at a jewelry shop. And it's going to teach us important lessons about setting our boundaries in advance about who we will protect and who we won't. Also about our empty-handed skills and how important they are and working as a team to stop the threat. Our hero's on screen when this guy comes in. He's shopping for a ring with his fiance. And the guy comes in and grabs stuff out of the window case. And our intrepid hero's not going to take that very well. Takes his coat off and have at you. And as this guy's going to come back across the counter, he's going to have right at him. Take the guy to the ground, and now he's going to do some grounded pound with him. And thankfully, the other guys come around the case, and they're all going to hold this guy and now bend him backwards over the counter there. And they are going to sit and hold him. Now, interestingly enough, a bunch of people are trying to get in from outside, and our hero's like, wait, hold off, and is blocking the door so they can't get in. You're going to see these guys have got to hold on to this guy for quite some time, and they're going to actually break that in just a second here as they're going to try to get in here with the guy, grab a stick and try to hold him with it or pry something out from his hands or something like that. And once they're finally done with that, we're going to see the police show up, take him into custody, and thankfully this one ends with nobody seriously injured and a perp in custody. Let's think about a couple of things out of this one. Number one, I just want us to think about how fast these kind of defensive encounters happen. I think it's one of the best benefits here of the narrated self-defense videos that we can see other people's examples and recognize how fast we have to flip the switch from an everyday, life occurrences to a defensive encounter. Secondly, I want you to think about what you're willing to step into, because as a bystander here, this man did not have a moral or a legal obligation to step in to defend the items in the shop window, but he chose to, and you should know what your boundaries are and what you're willing to step in and help and when you're not. He decided he wanted to, so off comes the jacket so that he can have at this guy. Now, as the guy's going to come off the counter, we got to start thinking about our empty-handed skills here. What is your plan here? Is your plan to stay at a contact distance, a penetration distance? Are you going to take this guy to the ground and try to choke him out? Are you going to use your jiu-jitsu skills and do your flying triangle or something like that? What is your plan? And he had just a second to do that, but knowing what you're going to do is important. Now he ends up on the ground with the guy. Certainly if you are going to restrain someone, and that looks like that was his intent, to restrain him, you're going to probably end up on the ground with somebody. Your ground fighting skills are important as a self-defender. Not firearms related skills here, but ground fighting skills. Then he got turned over because he didn't have great ground fighting skills from the top, and so now he's got to work on his bottom game. So knowing how to work from the top, knowing how to work from the bottom, take somebody down, dominate them from top position is something that you should work on as well, not just bottom position there. Finally, these guys are really going to have to work together as a team. And when you have partners, whether they are partners that you knew beforehand or partners in the moment, one of the most important things you can do is communicate well with each other so that you're not duplicating effort and you can have maximum effectiveness. These guys were able to talk to each other and able to see what was going on, and therefore they were able to keep each other safe. Thankfully, this guy who was a perp didn't want a huge fight, he just wanted to smash and grab, and he didn't get that. And now they're going to hold this guy, and we got to think about how long might you have to hold somebody and wait for the cops. It could be a significant time, which is one of the things you got to think about. Is this something that I really want to do or not? These guys did, and so they're going to have to spend a lot of time holding these guys for the cops because, as that old adage says, when seconds count, the police are only minutes away. So lots to learn out of this one about how fast a deadly force encounter or even a physical force encounter happens, how you want to think about these things in advance so that you're ready for them when they happen, and how you have to have the skill set to back up your attitude to cover your asp.